What happens when one of Hollywood's most unpredictable actors decides to reinvent himself again? Well, Johnny Depp just did it. And honestly, this might be the most surprising transformation of his entire career. If you've ever loved the way Johnny loses himself inside his characters, the chaos of Jack Sparrow, the sweetness of Willy Wonka, the icy mystery of Grindelwald, then this new transformation is going to hit you differently. It feels familiar, but also brand new. It feels like a return to the classic Johnny Depp we all fell in love with, yet it's bold enough to shock even longtime fans. So let's talk about it. Let's break down this wild new character, how he looks, how he moves, how he speaks, and why fans are already calling this Depp's comeback moment. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this transformation is being labeled one of his most artistic reinventions ever. First, the look. This character seems like a ghost from another era. He doesn't look modern. He doesn't look polished or Hollywood clean. Instead, imagine a Gothic poet who suddenly stepped into our world. He wears vintage clothing, long, tailored coats, old fabrics, layered textures, things that feel like they belong in candlelit rooms and shadowy libraries. His skin looks pale, almost haunting, and the eyes are intense. They're dark, shadowed, mysterious, like they've seen centuries go by. His hair looks messy but intentional, shoulder-length, and worn like someone who doesn't care about vanity, only about soul. If Edgar Allan Poe and Jack Sparrow had a strange, artistic cousin who lived in an old European city, barely slept, and wrote poetry under moonlight, that's the vibe here. And somehow, only Johnny Depp could pull this off without looking like he's trying too hard. For him, it just feels natural. And then there's the voice. Johnny's voice in this role is quiet. Almost broken. It's gentle, soft, and every word feels heavy, like it carries a story behind it. There's no shouting, no dramatic big speeches, it's quiet danger. It's the kind of voice where you lean in to listen, because you know something meaningful is coming. It's someone who doesn't need to raise his voice to control a room. There's power in the silence. You can feel that this character has lived through something painful, something deep, something that still haunts him. And honestly, that's where Johnny Depp shines most, when the character has emotional history. When the character has demons. When you look at him and you can see the past in his eyes. Johnny has always said he likes characters more than he likes being himself in front of cameras. He likes mystery. He likes layers. He likes roles that feel like puzzles. And this role feels exactly like that. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Johnny didn't just build a character, he disappeared into one. According to people around the project, he isolated himself for weeks. He studied old poetry. He read writings from the 1800s. He practiced speaking by candlelight, exploring different emotional tones and whisper-style delivery. He studied Gothic artists, strange painters, and historical figures who lived in solitude and worked in silence. He slipped into this world gradually, like stepping through a door and closing it behind him. That's classic Johnny. Some actors put on costumes. Johnny puts on a soul. And you can feel that in this character. This isn't someone just performing a role. This is someone who became the role. When Johnny plays a character, he doesn't act like he's pretending. He lives there. He breathes there. And he lets the audience slowly discover who the character really is. That's why his roles stay in our minds long after the movie ends. They don't feel like characters, they feel like real people we met somewhere in another universe. Now let's talk about the emotional side, because this one has a lot of depth. Under the costume, under the pale skin and the vintage clothing, this character feels like someone who is running from something. Maybe a tragedy. Maybe a mistake. Maybe heartbreak. Whatever it is, the character carries it in silence. And that emotional weight makes him magnetic. We don't love characters because they're perfect. We love them because they're flawed, broken, hurting, fighting themselves, and still trying. That's what connects us to them. And Johnny understands that better than most actors. In fact, whenever Johnny chooses a character like this, it feels personal. It feels like he understands emotional wounds. He understands being misunderstood. He understands quiet pain. And that gives his performance truth. You can't fake that. The audience feels it. Even if they don't know why, they feel something real. Fans who've seen early glimpses are already calling this the return of classic Depp. And I get it. There's nostalgia here. There's mystery here. And there's heart here. This character holds secrets, and audiences love uncovering secrets. It reminds fans of the old Tim Burton era, gothic, creative, emotional, artistic, slightly strange but deeply human. It's a style that only Johnny can truly deliver, because he doesn't treat strange as comedy. He treats strange as beauty. And that's what makes him special. When an actor builds a character from pure emotion instead of simple quirks or eccentric habits, something magical happens. It's not just a performance anymore, it becomes a lived experience on screen. The audience doesn't feel like they're watching a movie, they feel like they're watching a life. Every blink, every breath, every pause carries a story. You can sense the unspoken fears, the hidden memories, the quiet battles happening inside the character. That's the kind of acting that doesn't just entertain, it touches the human soul. Anyone can put on makeup, wear a wig, or learn an accent. Costumes can be stitched, and mannerisms can be practiced. But soul? Soul can't be copied. Soul comes from truth, emotional truth. You have to feel something to communicate it. And Johnny Depp has always been one of those rare artists who can take pain, wonder, heartbreak, confusion, hope, and pour all of it into a character like liquid emotion. His performances breathe. They ache. They dream. They leave fingerprints on the heart. That's why people don't just watch Johnny Depp characters, they remember them, they quote them, they feel them. They live in our minds like memories, not scenes from a screen. It's why Jack Sparrow isn't just a pirate, he's freedom and rebellion. Why Edward Scissorhands isn't just a man with blades for fingers, he's innocence and vulnerability. Why this new transformation feels like a return to the kind of artistry we don't see enough anymore. This isn't just another role. It's a reminder. A reminder that true acting is about disappearing into a world so completely that the audience follows you there without even realizing it. It's about opening a door into another universe and inviting people to step inside. Johnny not only walks through that door, he builds the world on the other side. And whenever he does, cinema feels alive again. Now let me talk to you. What's your favorite Johnny Depp character? Is it Jack, Willy Wonka, Edward Scissorhands, Grindelwald, Sweeney Todd, or someone else? I'd love to hear your answer in the comments, because everyone has a different emotional connection to him. And if you're excited to see this new side of Johnny, hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and it tells me you enjoy videos like this. If you love films, character breakdowns, actor transformations, and behind-the-scenes storytelling, then go ahead and subscribe. This channel is all about sharing the art behind the characters we love, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Make sure to turn on the bell too, so you never miss a new video. And before you go, I want you to watch the breakdown I did on how Johnny prepares for roles in total isolation. It will blow your mind when you see the lengths he goes to just to create a single character. Trust me, if you enjoyed this video, you will love that one. So stay curious. Stay inspired. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.